Okay. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Jamala, and in today's video I am doing small knotless box braids on myself, and I also customized this ash brown color. So if you'd like to see how I did that, please stay tuned and let's get started.
Yeah. It feels good. Yeah. It feels good. Yeah.
So I'm starting off with freshly washed and blow dried hair, and I'm just going to go in and begin parting my hair. I parted it down the middle to begin so I could separate the front and back sections, and I also did 6 sections right here and added an additional 2 in the middle. For the hair color, I'm blending 427 and 613 hair colors, and I'm just going to begin blending them together. Now, this hair that I use was horrible. It like tangled up a lot, and I ended up having to throw away a lot of the hair because it was just too tangled and I couldn't detangle it. So I suggest taking smaller sections, and you'll see later in the video that I have smaller pieces just so that you don't waste as much hair as I did. Using like the full bundle of hair is gonna make it harder, and you can see just even in the video how I'm having to brush through it more than I should. You're gonna want to brush through the hair just to help with blending the hair, but I was having to do it more because it's tangling, and you can see that as well, that it's just tangling on me, and I just started. So that's all that I did, and taking smaller sections is definitely recommended for this brand of hair, but I also recommend just not using this hair. I use this hair because they didn't have the colors that I needed and the brand that I usually use at the beauty supply when I went to go pick up the hair, so I ended up with this brand. As time went on, I got more used to the hair, I guess you can say, so I didn't end up wasting as much hair as I did with this first bundle, but it's definitely not good. You can just see how I'm struggling in these first couple clips, but eventually I got it. It does take more time to do this yourself. There may be like hair companies that sell hair that looks like this already pre-blended, or that's just the color of the hair, so I'll probably do that next time. This is how the hair should look once you have it all blended together. I ended up taking smaller sections as I stated, and it just helped with not having the hair tangle up as much. So it should have these like blonde highlight lowlights, which I absolutely love, and it just turned out this really cute blonde brown ash color. All right, so for the front of my head, I just have 6 rows on each side of my head, and I split it down the middle and created those rows, and I pre-parted each row before I started braiding so that I knew where I wanted each braid to be. So I begin by just braiding my hair twice like a regular braid would be, and then I have my finger there to know where to wrap around the small piece of braiding hair, and then I just pinch that in and continue braiding. So I have in front of me, that you can't see, just a bunch of pre-parted or pre-sectioned hair that I have to put into the braid. And I'll keep explaining as I go and do these last couple of braids, but that's basically what helps me keep going and not having to do that as I'm braiding. And then I have them just increased by size as well. So I have like really small pieces, medium pieces, and then some pieces that are a little bit bigger than that, but I end up just using about 3 to 4 pieces depending on how thick the braid is, but I just want small pieces so I don't have to use that many, and I didn't want it to be that long. Also, for each section, I use the hair jam for braiders, and I put that on the section prior to braiding the hair and also as I'm continuing down the braid so that my hair blends in better. I mean, even though it's black, I still don't want it to be sticking out, so I use that just to make it seamless, and this really helps with just making a smooth transition. Here I am just showing you how the braid looks and up close how that color looks. So I'm going to go in and do the same thing for this next braid. So I'm just going through with my comb to spread out that jam so that it's more smooth, and then I begin braiding like I would a regular braid. I do this about 2 or 3 times, and then where my finger is, I'm going to begin wrapping pieces around that section, and I'll braid it down twice and then feed in another piece. And I'm going to continue doing that 3 to 4 times and then I basically just continue braiding down the hair. This is how I do my like feed in and knotless braids. There are other techniques and there's plenty of videos here on YouTube. This is just what I use, and it's easier for me to do it this way, especially on my hair and doing it myself when I really can't like see exactly what I'm doing. So this is the technique that I use mainly, and I feel like it works for me. But you're definitely welcome to use other techniques because there's plenty other ones, and there's ones that probably will work better for you too. So I figured I'd come back and show you one last time and talk through how I do my braids. So I'm just going in and preparing the section to begin braiding. And I will begin by braiding my hair and braiding that down 2-3 times before I begin feeding in the hair. So you want to start by feeding in a very small piece so that it blends in seamlessly. So I have that small piece and I'm wrapping that around my finger and attaching it to 2 pieces of my hair and continuing to braid down. And then I will do the same with a larger piece, not too much larger, but larger than the first, wrapping that around my finger, attaching it to the 2 pieces of my hair and continuing to braid down. One last time, I'm attaching another piece and putting that around my finger, attaching it to the 2 pieces of my hair and braiding down. And then I'll just continue braiding down my hair and making sure that it blends in. Here's up close of my braid, and I'm just showing you how it basically just looks like it's my hair, and there's no like knot that you have usually with box braids, and it just blends in. Now that I have all my braids done, I'm going to go in with this Sweet Almond Pro Growth Oil that I got off of Amazon, and I absolutely love this oil. It smells so good, and it's helped grow my hair a lot. And I'm just going to go in and make sure that I get that all over my scalp and rub that in and just make sure that it's nice and moisturized. Then I'm going to go in with this EBIN foaming lotion. I laughed because you obviously can't see it because the label's all rubbed off or whatever. But anyways, I'm just going to go in with that as well and put that on the braids and my scalp just to make sure that I can put down any flyaways and just make sure that I'm molding the hair as best as possible so that I have some nice, sleek, and shiny braids. All right, so this is how it all came together. I absolutely love it. Box braids, knotless braids, any type of braids are my thing. They're my go-to, have always been my go-to. So I absolutely love this. I've never tried a color like this and I'm in love. So I definitely recommend doing this hairstyle and trying out blending your own hair. Why not? It's different. You won't see this color as often. So yeah, if I could buy this hair already blended, I'm probably gonna do that next time, or just not use the brand that I use because that was just mad irritating and I couldn't get with it. So either or is what I would do if I want to do this color again. And basically I got it, let me show you, down to like my waist. So I didn't want them too long, but they look really good. I'm happy how it turned out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I definitely recommend sectioning off your hair though, before you start. It will save you a ton of time. This took me 2 days to do with like long breaks in between. So it probably would have took me a shorter time if the hair wasn't tangling on me, and also if I just wasn't being lazy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like this video or enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one, beautiful.